a sudden you will say, Jesus, what's wrong with me? I have compassion for these people, but I'm sinning because I'm not doing anything. Are you sinning because you're not doing anything? No, that's what the enemy would tell you. That's what the distractor, your adversary, would tell you. The truth is that if it takes time for change to happen in a person, and if you're starting to notice how much people need Jesus, you're now coming to the point where you realize you have the authority to do something about it. Before, you would bring the friend to the pastor, right?
Yeah.
But now you are the pastor.
Amen.
You have the authority to be the pastor. Because the pastor, Pastor Eddie Ma, Pastor John Snellgrove, all the pastors you know, Pastor Edward. Does Pastor Edward have a time to deal with the difficulties of one of your friends? Very little time. He'll say, hi, God bless you, sister. Come to the Bible college. You know? He doesn't have the time. You are the pastors. Jesus gives you full authority to do the work of the kingdom. Jesus never said people should stop loving each other and praying for the sick. He never said that. The disciples said that because they didn't know what was going on. The people who grab hold of the authority of God and do it, that's what Jesus wants in the first place. Because he wants 6.5 million people in Hong Kong saved. But there's only maybe 500,000 Christians that are really close to Jesus. Maybe that much, maybe less. So how is 500,000 people going to get 6.5 million people saved? That means everybody is going to have to pastor 5 to 10 groups. 5 to 10 people. That means pray for them, teach them the word, teach them how to disciple others. So you guys, that's the difference between many of the other churches you're visiting or attending. They don't have the vision yet. They're starting to get it, but they don't have the vision. What we're doing here is we're freeing you to be with Jesus. If you go to Hebrews, it says that you are the priest. You have the ability to go right to the high priest, Jesus Christ, and talk to him. You don't have to go through a priest. You don't have to go through a pastor. You don't have to go through your disciple leader. Everybody I talk to in Hong Kong, they have a disciple leader. I have to go through my disciple leader to see if I can go have a free coffee at the Comma Cafe on Sunday. I have to go through my disciple leader to see if I can go help people in the street in Mong Kok on Sunday. Now, of course, the disciples leader says, no, you have to do our church and sit and learn. That you're not good enough to follow Jesus because of all of these rules. But Jesus is more free than that. Jesus says, if you commit to me and you talk to me and experience heaven with me, I will make you, I have already given you the authority. I will give you the confidence so that you can rescue others. Jesus, when he's in Mong Kok, do you think he has compassion on what's going on? He does. But we don't have compassion. The ladies down here who are smoking and who are spending all their money on karaoke, and because they're so empty and so alone, we don't have compassion on them. If we did, we'd be down there. I'm trying to figure out how to get some Indonesian videos so we can have Sammy singing Indonesian karaoke and preaching, and I'll bribe the Chinese guy and give him a huge amount of money just so we can go take 10 minutes and sing Jesus songs. Okay? Speaking of bribes, do you know we have prisoners and captives over here on Shanghai Street?
Yeah.
They are sold by their parents as young girls to slave traders for the sex trade. And they're right down here. I showed Shirley And I read a few days ago when we were carrying a piano to the Comic Cafe, and they saw it, but then bathroom break. I'm going to stop talking in a few minutes.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Shirley couldn't believe it, but I think mostly because there were Filipinas who were being sold also. Filipinas. So as good Christians, we don't walk down that street. Most of the good Christians in Hong Kong, we avoid all of that because we don't want to get into the gangs and the problems and stuff. But when you have the compassion of Jesus Christ and the authority of Jesus Christ, He starts to give you compassion because Jesus is sure there and He's interceding for us so that we will go and rescue them. Now, does that mean we're going to do it? Probably not. But I want you to be aware and pray for them. And you should go down Shanghai Street to the Comic Cafe someday. Just look at the sign and the neon lights, and that'll break your heart. Because somebody just like you, whose parents sold when you didn't get sold, is there. And they don't have any hope. And the Christians don't love them because they are prostitutes. And they let them die. So, do I have any answers? I can't do anything. You probably can't do anything. But you sure need to start praying. And you sure need to start getting your compassion for people, because the people over there who do the laundry, the old men and stuff who are in these buildings, you can sure have compassion on them. Every Sunday morning early, while you guys are praying, there are parks over here with old people who are just alone on a Sunday with nothing to do. And I've been praying for Chinese speakers so we could go give them some groceries and pray for them. Well, maybe we could do that with her. Yeah. Okay. So Jesus, in chapter 10, He sends out His 12 disciples. And He gave them the authority to cast out evil spirits and to heal every kind of disease and illness. Here are the names of the 12 apostles. Hello. Hello. Okay. I'll say it again because for some reason, maybe it's her yellow or something.
Yes.
For some reason, maybe it's your yellow or something, but when I was talking about the authority of God and the ability to pray for the sick and to have compassion, she's right here in my line of sight. And for some reason, the Lord is really highlighting you. Maybe you shouldn't wear yellow anymore. I don't know. Yeah. Come on in. See, let's read it again. Jesus called His 12 disciples together and gave them authority to cast out evil spirits and to heal every kind of disease and illness. And then Jesus gave them certain instructions. Don't go to the Gentiles or Samaritans, but only to the people of Israel. Go and announce to them that the kingdom of heaven is near. Heal the sick, raise the dead. Did you know that disciples raised the dead? Cure those with leprosy, cast out demons. Give as freely as you have received.